For more on this story, we're joined on the line by the Presidency spokesperson, Mac Maharaj. Mr. Maharaj, sad news for South Africans today, and of course, in Pius Langa's words, it's a court of the people, and this is what he stood for. A lot of the people we've spoken to this morning saying that it was all about value, it was all about making sure that the people's needs were listened to as well. What is your response to the passing of Pius Langa?
Well, President Jacob Zuma has learned with sadness of the passing of the former Chief Justice Pius Langa this morning. Justice Langa, together with 10 other judges, was appointed to the then newly established Constitutional Court at the advent of post-apartheid constitutional and democratic order in 1994 as one of its first judges. He became its deputy president in August 1997 and in November 2001 assumed the position of Deputy Chief Justice of South Africa. He was appointed as the country's Chief Justice, the chairperson of the Judicial Services Commission, and the head of the Constitutional Court, with effect from June 2005 until his retirement in October 2009. And even on retirement, Justice Langa continued to serve his country and the people of South Africa, becoming the chairperson of the Press Freedom Commission, which sought to advance excellence in the professional and ethical conduct of journalists and media houses. The country has lost one of its best legal minds, a dedicated human rights jurist, and a veteran struggle activist, said President Zuma. On behalf of government and the people of South Africa, we wish to convey our deepest condolences. May his soul rest in peace, said President Zuma.
Mr. Maharaj, what are your fondest memories of Pius Langa?
Well, the first memories are very clear. Here is a person who fought against all the odds of the apartheid system, who from a worker went on to study, became one of the most prominent jurists in our country. He was a struggle activist. He was part of NADL, the National Democratic Lawyers Association, during the struggle years, which is a component of the United Democratic Front, which aligned itself with the Freedom Charter and the struggle led by the African National Congress. There's a huge struggle record, not only in Judge Langa himself, Justice Langa, but also in the Langa family. And so, when South Africa became a democracy, it was a singular honor that he was one of the first judges. And as far as I remember, here was a man whose family suffered the brunt of the struggle. We even lost one of his greatest sons in a mishap. And yet, he stood firmly in the principles of creating a democratic South Africa.
Mr. Maharaj, also just speaking to a few people that have had not only a professional relationship with Pius Langa, but also a personal relationship. They described him as quiet but firm, also guarded and very cautious before expressing his feelings. Would you say that you remember him in this way?
Indeed, he was a person who applied his mind. He took his feelings, put them in the back burner, applied logic, applied reason, and put forward his views in a cautious way. This is one of his special qualities, an unassuming quality, but one which put him in the front ranks of the judiciary of our country.
Mr. Maharaj, of course, it's still quite early, but what are the plans with regards to a funeral? Would there be a consideration for a state funeral at this point?
I'm not in a position to comment on that at this stage. I'm in Harare, just about returning to South Africa. But so let's wait to hear what happens.
Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning.
News that moves. eNCA.com.